Hello and welcome to this week's video. This week we look at words and phrases used when looking at types of things we need to take to university when moving into our new accommodation. Don't forget to like and subscribe and stay until the end to test your knowledge by taking our quiz. Anyway, let's start with the first word. Our first phrase this week is essential things. So we'll take a look at the definition and how we can use essential things in a sentence. But first of all, let's try and pronounce essential things. E-sen-shul things. Great. And again, E-sen-shul things. Great. So now let's take a look at the definition. These are the most important things you require. Great. So let's build on this by taking a look at an example sentence of where we could use essential things. Sean made a list of all the essential things he needed to pack or buy when he left home to live at his university accommodation. Our second word this week is freshers. What could this mean? Well, let's take a look at the definition and how we would use freshers as an example. But first, let's try to pronounce freshers. Fresh-ers. And again, fresh-ers. Fantastic. So let's move on to the definition of freshers. These are the new students starting at a university. They may be either starting their bachelor's or master's course. Interesting. So let's learn a little more by looking at an example. Jane felt a little nervous as a fresher as she was moving to a new city and did not know anyone else. The next phrase is extension leads. So let's learn more about this by looking at the definition and example. But first, let's look into how we pronounce extension leads. Extension leads. Great. And again, extension leads. Amazing. So now let's move on and have a look at the definition. These are strips of additional plug sockets with a lead you can plug into the main plug socket. That's interesting. So let's add to our knowledge by having a look at an example sentence. Janice had 8 appliances, but there were only 2 sockets in her room. So she bought 2 extension leads with 4 sockets on each. Our penultimate phrase this week is playing cards. So we'll take a look at the definition and we'll find out how we can use playing cards in an example sentence. But firstly, let's take a look at the pronunciation. Playing cards. Great. And let's try again. Playing cards. Fantastic. So let's take a look at the definition of playing cards. These are a set of 52 cards with numbers and images. Many games can be played using playing cards. Great! So let's learn more by looking at an example. John decided to organize a games night with his flatmates and used his playing cards to play the first game. Our final phrase this week is conversation starter. So we'll take a look at the definition as well as look at an example sentence containing conversation starter. Now we'll take a look at the pronunciation. Conversation starter. Great. Let's take a look at that again as it's a long phrase. Conversation starter. Great. So now let's take a look at the definition. This is usually when someone starts talking to a new person using a topic that is understood by all. Fantastic. Now let's move on to the example. Jane met a new classmate at university and used the topic of the weather as a conversation starter. Now it is time to test your knowledge with our weekly quiz to find out how much of today's lesson you can remember. We will ask you 3 questions on the words and phrases we have learnt in this video. Question number 1. What are essential things? Would it be things that remind you of home, things that are nice to have, or C, things that we need? And the correct answer for question 1 is C, things that we need. Question number 2. Who are freshers? Would they be A, applicants to a university, B, new students at university, or C, students who have completed their studies? And the correct answer for question number 2 is B, new students at university. Question number 3. What are extension leads? Would they be A, plugs, B, exercise equipment, or C, jewelry? And the correct answer for question number 3 is A, plugs. As ever, let us know in the comments below how you did in this week's quiz. And congratulations if you got all 3 questions correct. Thank you for joining us again today. If you have any questions about this video or would like us to explain a term for you from any context, then please post your question in the comments box below. We are always happy to help. Don't forget to like the video to help us gain more viewers and to expand our channel in order to provide you with the best experience. Why not press the subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss our videos in the future? Next week, we will be taking a look at words and phrases related to night trains. Thank you for joining us again this week, and we'll see you again next week. Goodbye.